Keith, and his partner, Keith, who did just a fantastic job. And how many people have a neighbor who can play guitar like this? When he volunteered, and his wife, Leslie, where are you? Volunteered to actually be our music, our live music. I said, does he have a, like, can I look at him on Facebook or on, YouTube to make sure he's okay? She said, trust me, he's great. He's been playing 18 years, these guys together have been playing together. So thank you. And for our age group, I think it's just the right kind of music, isn't it? Thank you so much, Keith Martin and Keith Grimes. I am just so touched that my neighbors wanted to host this, and we've been talking about it for 3 months now. And I would like all of the East Kirk neighbors just to come forward here so I can introduce all of you. Would you please all come up so I can have you all come up. Come on up, Kate. So I can go right down the street and just say, we start with the Camper family who are in this corner house over here across Brookville Road, the Campers. They are in charge of the lemonade stand today. Thank them. Kate Clark over here. Kate is in the beautiful yellow house across the street. Leslie Martin, married to Keith, live entertainment. And then we have Barbara Boggs here. Barbara and Pam Murphy. Where's Pam? They were the instigators. Pam is across the street. Barbara's her next door neighbor, and they've been saying since June, let's do a block party. Gene Wolfe, and where's Gene's husband? Don? Don is here somewhere. Come on, Don, don't be shy. Come on up. The Wolfes there on the corner, they have the best real estate for yard signs because they face Connecticut Avenue going north for everybody who lives in the 8th Congressional District. So, and we have Maggie Adelphio. Maggie is in the big corner house over here. Maggie, thank you so much. And Doctor, where's my doctor? The Umhauser in Paris. Well, Andrew Umhauser not here. We have a couple of doctors here. And Kevin and the kid and Marguerite Nealon. I'm blanking here. Kevin and Marguerite Nealon. Where's Kevin? He's the doctor I was talking about. Kevin, give us a big wave. There we go, Kevin. Come on. There you go. I needed the line of sight here. And then my family is here, so let me introduce all of them. My husband, Chris, who's not allowed to go to many events, but NBC News gave him permission to come to this one because it was a block party with close friends and neighbors, so Chris is here. Daughter Caroline, right here in the navy blue, she's in charge of photography today. She also does all of my social media for the campaign. Doing a great job. Thomas got the flag strung across the street. That was quite a feat. He climbed trees as a little boy, and he still climbs trees. And then there's my brother Chip here and his family. My brother Robert Cunningham and his wife Sherry. Come on forward, Robert and Sherry. Their son is actually on the campaign team. Bobby and all of their kids are here. And then my sister Carol should be here somewhere. Is Carol here? And her husband Tom Seitz. Come on up, family, please. Come on up. Join the host committee here. Because I know a lot of you are here because you're good friends, not only of my host neighbors, but also of my family, the Seitzes and the Cunninghams here. Look at this great family all here. They've been doing a lot of the leafleting. So if you came because you got a leaflet at your front door, it's because of my wonderful family that really has jumped in on this campaign, which is great. So, you know, my husband worked for many years for a guy named Tip O'Neill, who was Speaker of the House. This was back in the 80s when a liberal Democrat like Tip O'Neill could actually work with a conservative president like Ronald Reagan, and they could sort of seize a goal that they wanted to achieve and they could work together. Tip used to always say that all politics is local, and I think that's what we see here today. That this campaign is really beginning with my closest neighbors, the people that have helped raise my family here on East Kirk Street for the past nearly 25 years. The family that has been the extended family that has helped raise my family. And all of you that are near neighbors here in this precinct. And it's just so great to be able to connect with you in a common cause to really try to advance our democracy, to make things work again. I think all of us are so lucky, and so lucky to live here in Montgomery County, so lucky to live in Chevy Chase. Some of you have come from further, from Rockville, from Kensington, from Bethesda, other parts of the county, but we're all so lucky. And I think we care deeply about other families having the same kind of opportunities that we've had and that our kids have had, and really want to prevent families from falling through the cracks. We've been lucky to have a good recovery since 2008 and the Great Recession that we all endured. Some people lost their jobs, even people who are here today because of that. But a lot of families still have not gotten jobs back. They've not been able to get on track. Or they started colleges and only accumulated debt and not degrees. And so I think, Labor Day just seems a great time because it's a time when families get together. But it's also a time when we focus on the value of job and what that gives all of us, the promise, the opportunity, the hope for a better tomorrow for ourselves and for our kids. And looking for ways that we can rally together in common cause to make sure that that is a promise for more families in America. And as a working mom who was really lucky to have a great marriage and a great partner in my husband, Chris, and the two of us working in dual careers, raising 3 kids who today are the world's their oyster in terms of the kind of jobs that they are able to look towards and aim towards because of the kind of education they were able to get here in this area, going to college. How do we extend that promise to more families? And that's really what I'm focused on in this campaign. Whether those families are new immigrants to this country, new immigrants who came here because they wanted to work. They wanted the value of work. We have our local parish priest, Father De Silva, is here today. It's great to have him. He and many Catholics are going to be welcoming Pope Francis to Washington in just a couple of weeks. And as someone who's raised our children as Catholic, and they had the opportunity to go to the Catholic school here, I'm just so impressed by what Pope Francis is also saying these days about the value of work, the families, the promise of families really, whether they are immigrants or not, achieving sort of a better future, and how we need all of us to rally towards those kind of goals, to lift everybody. And I think that in Congress, there's too much bickering going on right now, too much fighting, too much people sort of standing their own ideological ground without sort of saying, hey, how can we find common cause and work together to get things done? And I think that is what motivates me. I think a lot of us share that frustration now about this Congress, but in talking to other members of Congress, people like Chris Van Hollen, who's running for the Senate, or John Delaney, our nearby congressman, they talk about how they are optimistic that things are getting better and can get better if we just get people in there who are really focused on results and not just winning debates that result in nothing happening. And so that's really kind of the thread of my campaign. It's a working mom's campaign who really wants to help lift more working families in America, who really cares about our planet, cares about the future being a place where we have the natural resources for the people that inhabit this planet, that we take care of this planet. And I think we look at on a day like today, a beautiful day like today, and we want to have more days like this in the future. And we've got to work together towards that. So I look forward to working with all of you. I'm so appreciative you're here. I hope you will take home yard signs, bumper stickers, that you'll sign up to volunteer for this campaign, because we'll be starting our field organization in November. The primary is in April of 2016, so this is a marathon, and I need all the help I can get. People have already started to volunteer. If you're a volunteer already, raise your hand, because we've got a lot of volunteers here that have been going around leafleting and everything. So a lot of volunteers already, and we need more. Look at, these are all volunteers up here. We also have a lot of precinct captains and vice captains, precinct chairman and vice chairman. Raise your hand if you're a Montgomery County precinct chairman and vice chairman. Thank you for the work you do, because you're the folks that get out the vote, which is so important. We've had elections with very low voter turnout. I'm optimistic that 2016, with a presidential primary, Chris Van Hollen's primary for the Senate with an open seat for the first time, and this 8th district primary will have record turnout. And you all can help me with all of that, not only by voting, but by getting your friends to vote and enlisting in this campaign. I want to get around and answer everybody's questions. because a lot of you I don't know, and I'd like to introduce myself, so please come up to me, but I'm going to mingle and I'm going to get off the driveway and into the middle of the street. I'm looking at Mary Finch. She taught my daughter nursery school. Mary, you got to meet Caroline again, who's now 26. That was 20 years ago. But thank you, everybody, for being here, all of you. It's just great to have you. Chris, do you want to say a few things? He's not often able to talk. Seriously, in this campaign, he's not able to talk at all. But I think he could say a few things about me personally. No politics.
Hi, Kathy's right about my restrictions. They're pretty tight. But I'm allowed to talk about her personally. And two things I learned in politics that are relevant to this. First of all, here's a personal view. She would make an excellent United States member of Congress. Absolutely. That's a personal view. That's a personal view. For two reasons, objective reasons actually. The one is, you don't see your member of Congress working. He or she, we've had Connie Morello, we've had Chris Van Haan's fabulous, we've had them, but you know, you don't only see them, when they go to work every day, they're basically working in their offices, they're working with the other people there. You really have to count on them, not how they vote, because you can check their voting record, that's easy, but you have to know what they care about. And Kathy's cares are real, personal, they're real. She was anchoring the 5, she didn't even mention the fact she was the anchor woman here for 25 years, 15 years as anchor. 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, she'd get home at 7:15 and make supper and then work on the homework with the kids for 2 or 3 hours. Then she'd somehow, psychologically, how she did this, at 15 after 10, she would just head off and be anchor of the local news. I don't know how she did it. Living life in category, in compartments, she did that. Her mother was in her late, terrible stages of non-smokers' lung cancer. And Kath got her into a protocol over here at the NIH. We talked to people, you all know the importance of the National Institute of Health out here. She knows all about healthcare and she cares about the NIH. So these are real life experience, education that she really is a progressive liberal, much more than I am actually. No politics. I know, what she just is. She's down the line. I'm politically incorrect at home. She's never politically incorrect, ever. She completely believes in immigration opportunities for people coming here. To her, they're refugees, they're fellow human beings, they should have a chance for a better life. She's totally a progressive on that front. I'm thinking about environment. I don't know, but I'm sure everybody here is the same way. Do you all take your plastic wrapping from the Washington Post and take it down to the Safeway every time you get it? I mean, do we all do that? I guess we all do it. She's never dared put a little piece of plastic in a trash can. She drives this midget car back here. It's embarrassing. It's like, but it gets about 40 miles a gallon or 42 miles a gallon. So she's a real environmentalist all the way. So these are all, are you coming close to me? They're all real concerns. So the second thing is, even though we don't see our members of Congress actually working every day, the others do. And this is something I've learned about politicians. They know who the good ones are. They actually do. When I worked for Ed Muskie, who had quite a temperament, but Mark Shields is here, he was an expert on that subject. Muskie always would give a speech. He said, "Where's Phil Hart? Is he around? I don't want to give a speech unless Phil Hart's there." So hear me. Some people they really respect and others they don't, and they know who works hard. Like Ted Kennedy, you could be on the other side of the aisle from Ted, but you know he was one of the great senators of all times. You could be completely disagreeing with Tip O'Neill, 100% liberal, but you know he always kept his word. So this is where Kathy's going to shine. Because just like the people that work with her look up to her, the people that know her as family members look up to her, the people who work with her in Congress are going to look up to her. They're going to listen to what she has to say. Anybody can give a speech. Very few get listened to. Kathy is somebody they'll listen to. And that wasn't political. Thank you.
Thank you. There are hot dogs, beer, lots of beer, ice cream, popcorn, lemonade. Please enjoy. If you would like to help out, let me introduce my campaign team real quickly. Ethan Sussel's over here. Come on over, Ethan. Ethan's the campaign manager, 24 years old, went to Walt Whitman High School, has run 4 different campaigns, not only here in Maryland, but also in New Jersey and Missouri, where he went to college. Right next to him is Bree Gillis. Bree is all about the money. She's helping me raise the money to get the message out. So this is not a fundraiser, but if you'd like to help in the future, Bree is the person to talk to there. My pollster, Fred Yang. Fred is here. Fred is also from the district. His kids are growing up here, go to school here, and Fred is just fantastic, and I'm really so lucky to have him on the team. Any others on the team? Bobby Cunningham, where are you? Bobby in the back. Bobby's the guy that helped put this whole event on with all of the neighbors. Good job, Bobby. And then Emily, a new member of my team. Where's Emily? Emily's a new member of the finance team. Also, she's here. So please introduce yourself to them. Have a great time. Enjoy, stay as long as you want. And thank you so much for your help.